In part one, I went underground and jumped aboard Saigon's sparkling new metro train and got off a few stops from the centre of town. It's clean, it's aircon, it's very easy to use. My aim was to find my way to Saigon's own green lung, something I imagine rivaling the one in Bangkok that I've seen on YouTube. I cut through Bintan Neighbourhood and came across a cool spot for a coffee. Nice. Then couldn't resist the draw of a steaming hot bowl of chicken pho, even though the weather didn't really call for it. Here we go, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks like a Hanoi style to me. Look at that. Oof. Eventually I made it to the bridge that crosses over to the island of Bin Hoi, where this supposedly green oasis can be found. And in a show of true Vietnamese hospitality, this unofficial welcoming party of three cheery uncles made sure I was keeping myself well hydrated on my walk. And this is where we kick off part two. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, An. Yeah, nice to meet you. All right. Đi bầu. Đi bầu thạch thế dược. Yeah, see? Mập quá. Okay, bye boys. Nice guys. Gave me a sip of a beer. Fortunately it wasn't a whole can. It's only 11 o'clock and I've got to get around this loop. Here comes a boat. Oh, there's a dog too. But look at this. So the Vietnamese will use every little sort of square inch that they can of space to have a little garden. So, you know, even though a lot of people have come to the city, these guys might have been born here, I don't know, but a lot of people will come to the city and they've got their agrarian roots, I guess, and they still like to do a little bit of farming and they'll use up as much space as they can to grow some veggies or some flowers just like this. Chào anh. Hello. Con chờ ok không? Con chờ ok. Sợ. It's okay. Hello. Chào buổi sáng. You're doing you hop hả? Hop tiếng Anh hả? Cái gì? Tiếng Anh?
Tiếng
No?
Việt.
Tiếng Việt. Giống nhau. Yeah.
Này thấy không?
Yeah. Yeah, anh đang học tiếng Việt. Nhưng chưa giỏi, không được. Bye bye.
Nào tiếng Việt.
Bye bye. It's good to know that the Vietnamese have to go through the struggles of learning the Vietnamese language as well. I'm at that point in my Vietnamese language studies that I'm really realizing how little I know. You know, it's one of those things, the more of the surface you scratch, the more you realize how little you know and how hopeless you are as a learner. Good morning. A little cafe. Wang Cafe. Wow, look at this. Look at this garden. Here's an example of what I was just talking about. Good morning. Within view of Southeast Asia's second tallest building, I come across the first of many public housing apartment blocks that I'll see on my walk today. Blocks like these were built back in the early 1960s to house civil servants and their families, along with military personnel from the South Vietnam Army. They're quite big when you get up close, and they conjure up romantic notions of what it'd be like to live in one. There's this community vibe in areas like this that's hard to replicate in new complexes that have popped up all over the city in the past decade. These particular ones have apparently left their owners in limbo for more than 3 decades now, as they've been caught up in a stalled urban development project that was first approved way back in 1992. Although, I believe there's been renewed talks about reviving the original plan of transforming the peninsula into some kind of ecological riverside district. Anyway, all of that is beyond my pay grade as to whether it would be a good idea or not, but I can definitely say the neighbourhood offers up an increasingly rare snapshot of old Saigon life. Something that's kind of suspended between the past and the promise of a much more modern and happier lifestyle for the thousands of households here. Well, it's going to be a pretty big effort to get right around the island today, but I'm going to give it a go. It's still only 11:30, but I think I'm going to be able to do it. Thank you, Em. Good timing. Just stopped off here at this really cool little spot that would be fantastic in the late afternoon. It's classic Vietnam vibes. Just watching the river slowly roll by, and a little bit of classic gold karaoke under the fan. How nice is this? So just across the river is Tao Dien, the old District 2, which is quite loud, lots of traffic, tons of places to eat and drink. Whereas here, it really is just like an island life. There is a vibe about it. There's a vibe here that I think I haven't felt anywhere else in Ho Chi Minh City. Ciao. I think you can hear the chickens, it's that quiet. It's just a nice change down, I guess, to be able to come somewhere not too far from the city centre where it's quiet. Hello. Hello. How are you? Ăn cơm chưa?
Ăn rồi.
Ăn rồi. Ăn gì?
Hả?
Ăn gì?
Ăn cơm thịt gà.
Thịt gà. Ok. Non không? Non không? Non hả? Beautiful, huh?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, dap, dap, dap.
Bye bye nha.
Bye bye.
À.
Wow. Big.
Nó mập rồi.
Yeah, mập rồi. Mập quá.
Ồ, anh nói tiếng Việt giỏi.
Nè, chưa.
Nó ở đây lâu chưa?
Khoảng 15 năm.
15 năm. Ở
Đi quên bãi. Hương Ni Hưng.
đúng rồi, 40 năm còn
Yeah.
ở trong Sài Gòn.
Yeah. Hôm nay đi metro. Từ Ben Park cho Ben Park. I've stumbled across this little lake. It's a nice little surprise, isn't it? Look, there's a lot of public housing here, which suggests that perhaps the socio-economic status of a lot of people here is, for want of a better word, lower than other areas. But I tell you what, I think they're onto something. I think it's quite possibly Ho Chi Minh City's best kept secret. I haven't been to this particular neighbourhood before, but you know, the quality of living, the quality of life here seems to be very relaxing. Everybody is on that sort of island time, it seems. It's just super, super relaxed. And I actually kind of have to think twice about turning the camera on and talking to it, because I've sort of slipped into this kind of vibe, this kind of chilled vibe. I actually thought I saw someone smoking out of a homemade bong before as well, so I don't know whether that's what it was, but it's just got this chilled vibe about it with a mixed population in terms of age. There seems to be a lot of retirees, but there also seems to be quite a lot of young people living here as well. And we're not too far from town. I think you can just see over my shoulder Landmark 81. So, you know, you're not isolated by any means, even though you're on this sort of island. Well, the sky is starting to get a little bit dark, and you can see the spire on Landmark 81 is starting to get hidden behind the clouds there. So we might get a little bit of rain. So I better keep walking because I don't really know what's ahead of us. So let's get back on the trail and see the rest of this island, hey? I'm just walking along one of these narrow streets around here. There are heaps of them around this area, and they've got these massive blocks of apartments, and they're really cool and they're just huge. I don't know how many people or how many families they hold, and I don't know how many there are on the island, but I don't think I've come across anywhere in Saigon that still has this amount of these types of apartment blocks in the one spot. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah,
Good. Oh, here's the rain. The rain has come. I'm going to have to find somewhere to hide for a sec. It's refreshing though, very refreshing. Well, and just like that, I'm back on one of these busy roads, and this, I think, is the main thoroughfare through the island. So There's just no way of avoiding it in this section. There's no other road or alleyway that follows the river around at this point. So I've got to take this for a little bit longer, and then I'm looking for alley 480. Oh, there's a dog on a chain looking at me. The dogs are friendly in Bin Wui. Bin Wui? Oh, here's another dog. There we go. They are about, but yeah, I'm looking for alleyway 480, which will take us back along the river and hopefully sort of set us on that route around the river. Okay, I'm gonna cross over here because there's two big motherfucking dogs here. I'm not keen on getting bitten today. Yeah. So I've decided to drop in here. It just came up on the way because I took a look at the sky and it's black. So I expect that there's going to be a massive dump soon. So I might grab something to eat and also shelter from whatever's coming. Thank you, Em. Thanks, Em. Come on. Alright. I probably shouldn't be having a beer given that, I don't know, we might only be about halfway around this trip at the moment. I really should be hydrating. I've had another bottle of water. But you got to have a beer when you're by the river and you're in Saigon and doing a walk. So cheers. So yeah, a little bit of sweet chili sauce that comes with it. I might just drizzle a bit on it. I don't really know what to do with that. Maybe just tip it around it a little bit. There's a lot of garlic there. I might have to get rid of some of that. And little prawn crackers. If you want, you can just pick up the choppies. Wow, these are actually plastic. They're not the wooden ones. If you want, you can just put them on the cracker if you want, like that, and just crunch down the hatch. I shouldn't really be eating off the main plate. It looks good, it looks fresh and it smells really good. It might have some peanuts in it as well. Tasty. It's a very common dish that you'd get at Vietnamese weddings as well. Anyone who's done a wedding or two in Vietnam will know this dish very well. Hey, it was good. I really enjoyed it. 170,000 or something for a cold beer and a nice salad. The rain didn't eventuate, so that's good. I better hit the trail though, because I've got to make sure that I get this ferry before sundown. So I've got about 4 or 5 hours to do that, so it shouldn't be too bad, but I just don't know how things are going to be on foot, so let's get into it.